Republican representatives in Florida are offended by the word uterus. Okay, it turns out that last week a Florida House of Representatives passed a bill banning the automatic deduction of union fees or union dues from government paychecks. So while they're debating this in the House of Representatives, it turns out that Representative Scott Randolph from Orlando used his floor time to make a point about how Republicans are against regulations unless it has to do with regulating the little guy. So at one point, he suggested that his wife incorporate her uterus to stop Republicans from pushing measures that would restrict abortions. And then, after he said that, it turns out that the Republicans had a little discussion with the Democrats in the House and said, he really shouldn't be using words like that when he's on the House floor. Very offensive.
First of all, I love his argument because he's like, look, the only thing the Republicans care to protect is corporations. So that's why the only chance my wife has got is if she incorporates her uterus. So then the Republicans are like, it's a corporation? I've got to protect it. Okay, that's hilarious, first of all. So you got to give him a tremendous amount of credit for that. Second of all, when did uterus become a dirty word? Anna, has anybody ever said anything about your uterus? Like, oh, she's got a hot uterus.
No, uterus, it's the most correct word he could possibly use. There's nothing wrong with uterus. It's not like he went up there and said gine. Or he didn't use any slang. He didn't use any dirty words. It's uterus. Yeah, I love how Republicans are offended by that. Like, ooh, uterus, that's gross. Calm down. He's making a political point, and he's making a lot of sense while he's doing it. It's not like he just used some random word, some slang word off the streets to offend people.
And it's not even like, we're going to get more specific here, but it's not the vagina. Its uterus is totally different, okay? So, can you not mention your larynx because it might remind Republicans of blowjobs? It's so crazy. It's a body part. What am I supposed to call it? It exists.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that Randolph is unapologetic about it. He says, the point was that Republicans are always talking about deregulation and big government. And I always say their philosophy is small government for the big guy, big government for the little guy. So if my wife's uterus was incorporated or my friend's bedroom was incorporated, maybe they, the Republicans, would be talking about deregulating.
Oh my God, he said bedroom. He's got to be sanctioned. Some sex happens in bedrooms from time to time. It's so dirty. Because immediately the Republican mind will go to, oh, what happens in a bedroom? Oh, uterus. Oh, uterus is hot.
Yeah, I love that. Like, I can't think of a word that's more unsexy than uterus. But I love how they immediately make it sexual. I don't know. I guess that's what goes through their minds.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm going to say it for the third time. I'm just too amused by it. Like, no one in the history of mankind has ever been attracted to a girl because of her uterus.